Hello and welcome to our Extension Ed Talk, It's in the Air. My name is Donna Krug and I am the Family and Consumer Science Agent, and also now I am the District Director at the Cottonwood Extension District. So the last time I visited with you, I was from Great Bend, Kansas, and that is where I am still from. Cottonwood District encompasses both Barton and Ellis County. So that's where I am from, and again, glad to be here. You know, indoor air quality is so important. Americans spend almost 90% of their day inside, and unless they have an outdoor job, that is a tremendous amount of exposure to some of the contaminants that are found inside our homes. So I have divided the program today into 3 parts. The first part I will visit with you about things like secondhand smoke, and also dust mites and other allergens. That will be the first segment. When we come back, then we'll talk a little bit about carbon monoxide and combustion gases, as well as mold and mildew. And then our third segment will really focus on radon, which I know a lot of people have questions about. So that's what we'll be talking about today. Your extension office, wherever it may be in the northwest part of the state, has great references related to indoor air quality. So if I pick your interest and you want more information, they would be a great place to call. So when we talk about secondhand smoke, you'll see the slide with the wordle, and it talks about all the different things. You know, there is danger not only to the person smoking, but a fair amount of danger also to the people that they come in contact with. It really affects the very young, infants and small children, as well as elderly people, or really anyone who may have a compromised immune system. Anytime they are around any type of secondhand smoke, it is a danger to them. And so we want to call that to their attention. This slide actually shows some of the, the danger there to the small child. And then it has a graph that actually shows where secondhand smoke is found quite a lot. And I would just say about that is changing a bit. Here in the 21st century, we are noticing that more and more cities are having restaurants that are smoke-free. We know that all of our schools are smoke-free, or they may have, in a higher learning institution, may have special places for smoking, but not in the normal places where it maybe used to happen. Also at sporting events or at other work sites and workplaces. So we are seeing a change, and so we know that it is getting the attention of everyone, and so we know that maybe the secondhand smoke will become less of an issue. But for right now, we want to call your attention to it and make sure that you are paying attention. Let's turn to something else that causes a lot of questions, and that is dust mites or other allergens that are in the air. You know, I have a booklet here titled Healthy Home, Help Yourself to a Healthy Home, and it's protecting your children's health. And it has some great information in it about dust mites. And a lot of times people get a little bit worried that when you start talking about dust mites, you're going to be critical of the way they keep house or their cleaning ability. And honestly, many times we are bringing some of these things in from the outdoors. Many times it happens when you bring groceries in from the grocery store. A lot of the insect infestations that are in people's kitchens are really from bringing flour or cereal products in from the outdoors or from a store that may have been infested. And so I never think that someone may not be keeping their house clean. While that can be an issue, we really do want to focus on some of the other causes and how it can happen. So again, with dust mites or other allergens, we want to be really cognizant of what to do to get rid of them. A lot of things will show up as far as perhaps a problem, say in the bedroom, and if that's the case, you see on the slide I have the mattress and the mattress cover. You want to strip all the bedding down and make sure that you are laundering that bedding in the hottest water that you can to make sure that you are killing and getting rid of those dust mites. And then sometimes you do have to call in professional help, and don't be afraid to do that. It can be a little bit costly, so we do encourage you to try some of the other type of methods first. Maybe you can just wash everything, wash surfaces really well. You'll want to use disinfectants quite a lot as you cover the areas that have been affected by insect infestation or any type of mites. And then you'll just want to keep an eye out for it and know that some of the symptoms that people may present with would be itching, and just keep a watch for that, especially with young children again, to make sure that, that you're keeping an eye out for that. So when we come back, I will visit with you about combustion gases and carbon monoxide, and also mold and mildew. So we'll be back after this break.
What a girl wants in her home kitchen. Ease of use, flexibility, fun, the latest kitchen design, Frigidaire Professional Real Stainless Steel for fewer finger smudges, a French door refrigerator, convection cooking, a quiet dishwasher. Have the staff at Genuine Appliance in Hayes demonstrate new Frigidaire Professional appliances to find what you want. Genuine Appliance at 1224 East 27th in Hayes. Everything a girl wants.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free.
Jerry?
When insurance agents work for only one company,
Michael!
their options are simply limited.
Everybody!
But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Let us shop for you. Contact Rogers & Associate to learn more.
Some mobile phone providers think they can just take. They'll all take an arm and a leg for a new phone. Got it. And look out if you go over your data limit.
I didn't see that coming.
Unlimited data plans as low as $20 per line. Come into any of our stores for a free, upfront, and honest consultation about your data and wireless needs. Nex-Tech Wireless, the carrier you trust.
T-Max Trucking, LLC delivers service you can depend on and serves all of Northwest Kansas. They have shale pits located from Logan to Wakini that provide convenient access to your location. T-Max Trucking specializes in road maintenance, and they have a dozer, dump truck, backhoe, and grader to get the job done right. Their locally based business was established in 2012 and is both licensed and insured. Let T-Max Trucking, LLC deliver service you can depend on.
Welcome back to our Extension Ed Talk titled It's in the Air. Again, I'm Donna Krug, and I am the Family and Consumer Science Agent in the Cottonwood Extension District. And I really am passionate about this topic because I know how many people can become ill if they come in contact with pollutants or toxins in their own home. So we're going to talk now about the carbon monoxide and other combustion gases and how they can be a danger to you and your family. You know, we're getting into the season where the furnaces will be coming on, and since that is the case, you may want to have your furnace inspected, may want to look for any kind of cracks or anything that would make you a little bit suspicious of a leak. And then the other thing I think you'll want to do, as I show on my slide here, is you will want to purchase a carbon monoxide detector. It really doesn't cost a lot, and it's great peace of mind to have that placed in your home, and then it will beep if carbon monoxide levels do rise. You know, we really we aren't able to smell it or see it, and so it is basically the best insurance that you can buy to make sure that your family is safe. I've even heard stories where people who may have a bit of a leak in their home, maybe not full blown to where it just is awful, but it makes them ill, kind of gives them flu-like symptoms. But then when they leave the house, they start feeling better. So they truly do think they have caught a bug and that it only hits them when they are at home. But if that happens to you, you may want to take a look and be a little more suspicious of that. Also combustion gases, things like if you have a space heater that utilizes oil, you need to have that properly vented, or the same not good ending can happen. So you really want to pay very close attention to that. Well, as I mentioned in the first section, we need to now talk about mold and mildew. And this is an area that I receive a lot of questions about at the Extension office. And it seems to cycle whenever we've had a lot of rain, especially after a drought. A lot of people experience leaks or places where water comes in. And I'm sure our friends to the south in Texas and now in Florida are experiencing lots of mold and mildew issues. And this is an area that I think is so important to train people the correct way to work with mold and mildew. Now, what I've noticed is people have an idea that if I could just kill it with bleach, it will be all better. And that has kind of changed now. Actually, a guide that I like to give to people that is actually available in both English and Spanish is called Controlling a Brief Guide to Mold, Moisture, and Your Home. And it's an excellent guide that shows you the steps to both clean the moldy or mildew area and then disinfect it. And I also have another EPA guide that talks about mold remediation in schools and other commercial buildings that is also very helpful. Extension had a publication at one time, but it's become a little bit outdated, and so I just want to go through the steps with you. You know, I showed you pictures here on this slide that talk about, or that show you the mold, and of course the one is just like a little wall that has a little bit of black on it, and that may be just some mold because of a leak, or because maybe there's been some flood water, but it hasn't been there very long. Now, the one in the upper right is definitely a situation that's going to need to be completely gutted because mold likes to grow on any type of organic compound. And here I'm talking about things like wood, sheetrock, the glue behind wallpaper can actually attract mold, and definitely fibers like carpeting, padding of carpeting. And so all of those things that are organic materials, mold really likes. Mold likes dark. It likes like a warm, stale environment. And so anything you can do to disrupt that can help you. But to get started, I really encourage people that you don't just hit it with straight bleach, okay? You need to first clean the mold. And I recommend something that they recommend in the EPA guide is to use something like TSP, which is trisodium phosphate. It is a low-sudsing cleanser. You can mix it up in various strengths and just use soap and water to clean the affected area. That is the most important thing when you're dealing with mold. You also want to make sure that you have protected yourself by wearing proper goggles or a respirator, because you do not want to be breathing in those dangerous mold spores. Just like you can see on this slide on the right, upper right, whoever this is, they are completely in their costume here, but they're working hard to clean the affected area. And again, many times you cannot really, you have to just get rid of some things. You have to get rid of the wallboard. Sometimes if you can't see it, but you can smell it, you know it's somewhere in there, then you have to find the source. And again, I have even encouraged people to turn the furniture upside down to see if it's on the bottom of a piece of wood furniture, a bottom of a table, or a dresser, or a TV stand, and you'll be surprised to find that many people do find mold in those areas. You can also see that mold can happen outdoors. It can happen in the siding of a home, and if it does, then again, that needs to be cleaned first with soap and water, and then you can use a weak bleach solution as you work through the mold issue. Now think about, again, I've mentioned the different tragedies that happen and people get their homes flooded, but you know, mold can make someone really ill. And again, you're going to hear me say it again, but young children, infants, toddlers, young children, as well as elderly people, and really anyone who has a chronic condition really will suffer if they come in contact with mold. And so this is a real indoor air quality issue that many people are dealing with. So just be aware of it and make sure that you use the proper technique for cleaning and then getting rid of the mold. So I really encourage you to order the EPA guide either online, or you can request those at some extension offices as well. So, well, it's about time for another break. So when we come back, I will visit with you about radon. And so we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Gove County Medical Center provides compassionate care combined with today's latest technology. We offer a wide range of services to meet the growing needs of you and your family, including surgical and swing bed services, cardiac and cancer rehab, as well as our pain clinic, long-term care, OB, and ongoing lactation assistance. Serving all of Northwest Kansas, our team of doctors and staff are committed to healing through caring. Visit govecountymedicalcenter.org and find us on Facebook to learn more.
Make a difficult choice an easy one with Cedar View Assisted Living's knowledgeable and caring staff. Your loved one will be professionally taken care of as they transition into their new community. With movies, holiday parties, planned exercises, and games, residents will have opportunities every day to enjoy their time at Cedar View. Multiple room styles are available, ensuring a just right fit for your loved one. Come see Cedar View Assisted Living for yourself next to Sternberg Museum. The care you need, the home you want.
Come on down to Bees Bargains at Smith Center, Kansas. We got the deals.
We have a wide variety of inventory like soap, toiletries, toys, mini fridges, even kitchen tables.
Everything is new at Bees Bargains, but it's all half the price. Yes, half price. That isn't just a good deal, that's a great deal.
And with new items daily, our inventory is constantly changing. That means new great deals are coming in by the truckload weekly.
Bees Bargains at Smith Center. If you can't find a deal here, you can't find one anywhere.
Your home's exterior is the best defense against harsh weather conditions. With insulated vinyl siding, energy-efficient windows, spray foam insulation, and metal roofing from AquaShield Roofing and Construction, you can protect your home from howling winds and ice-cold temperatures. Don't let Mother Nature interfere with the comfort of your home. Call or visit us online today for a free estimate. AquaShield Roofing and Construction. Our team is dedicated to your complete satisfaction.
Welcome back to our third and final segment of It's in the Air. Our Extension Ed Talk today is talking about indoor air quality. And I have saved radon for the last topic of discussion. I think it's a very important thing to know about. Here in Northwest Kansas, I want you to just see the map here of Kansas, and I'll show one more at the end that is a little more updated. But all of the counties are covered in red. I have to tell you, that's not good. That means that in every Kansas county that is listed in red, there has been reports of high radon in the home. So you may be asking yourself about radon. What exactly is it? Well, radon is an element. So here you see it's on the element table, and it is Rn. And so it is a invisible, odorless, colorless gas, and it comes from uranium that is found in the soil. It occurs from the breakdown of that uranium, and it travels through the soil. It can enter your home, it can enter schools, it can, where we are filming this today, there's probably a level of radon right here. And so we just need to know how to find out if you have high radon, and then what can be done to mitigate it. We do know also that radon is found in high levels in every state. The reason we're concerned about radon is, as my slide says, it is the second leading cause of lung cancer, second to cigarette smoking. And so we know that we hear of people who have lung cancer who have never smoked. And I would be very suspicious that perhaps they have either lived or worked in a place where there was high radon. And we do know that there are approximately 21,000 lung cancer deaths each year. And so many of those could be attributed to exposure to radon. And then they also say that the chances are higher if the person also is a smoker and then has exposure to radon. So all of our medical associations do advise people to find out if you have radon in your home and what the level is, and then take care of it. So the next slide just again reviews where radon comes from. It's a picture of a house, and you can see that there is uranium in the soil that turns to radium, and then that radium becomes a gas and is called radon. The next slide I have actually shows a cross-section of a house, and it just shows you the different areas within that house where radon could enter. If you have a sump pump in your basement or in your lowest level, there is some soil around that area, a hole, and that radon could come in through that. There could also be cracks, and maybe those cracks are covered up with rugs and you don't even know they're there. There could be cracks in the wall. There could even be areas around the floor joists where the first floor of the house connects to the basement that could have just a small air leak, and that could again be a place for radon to enter. So it can come a lot of different places. I want you to now think about how am I going to find out if my house has radon. I'll show you a kit that I have brought with me today and in a minute, but before I do that, I will tell you that across Kansas there are 253 licensed or certified radon or they're technicians, and they can come in and test your house to see if it has high radon. And the slide I have here shows the counties in blue who have those technicians. And you notice Northwest Kansas does not have a lot of them. I do believe, I know we have one in Great Bend, you have one here in Ellis County, Gove County has one, and Osborne County. So there would be a few in the area that can check your home for radon. Now, the next slide is going to show you that only 82 of those certified technicians can do the mitigation. And mitigation is the word we use, the term we use for actually fixing the radon, for getting rid of the radon in your home. So not everyone who can find out if you have it is certified to mitigate. But again, that's something that I can help you with, getting a list of those people. And every extension office, and even you as a viewer, could access this information by just going to the website for the Kansas Radon Program. And they have an excellent publication that they keep up to date. So we know from 1 month to the next who the people are that are certified to do the technician and also the mitigation. So there's lots of help out there. So what do you do if you find out your house has radon? You know, you really can't tell by just looking at your house if it has a problem. You know, your heating system, you might think, oh, that heating system is really getting old. I bet I'm going to have radon. Well, that has really not much to do with it. If your neighbor tests their house and comes over across the fence and says, you know, I found out I have high radon, you better get yours checked. It's really not necessary that you're going necessarily so that yours is going to be high. It really doesn't have a rhyme or reason. It can happen in a new home, and an old home may be just fine. We can also look at the tightness of a home. Really, you can't tell by looking at a structure. So that's why our slide at the very end says you must test to find out if you have radon. Now, along with that, I will tell you that soil porosity has a lot to do with radon in a certain area. So again, we think about northwest Kansas, where most of you viewers are from, are going to have soil that is a little more compacted. Now, in my own county, if I were to go back to Barton County and go south, south of the river, there's a lot of sand out down there. And so more porous soil, the radon will come out of the soil and may not be quite as concentrated. And so it may be lower radon. So there are some testing options. I want to show you the test kit that I have here. You want to follow the directions. This is a test kit from AirCheck out of North Carolina. When you pay our office $6.50, you'll get one of these, and it actually takes care of the mailing of it as well. But this is what the test kit looks like, and you'll simply want to start it on a day when I always encourage people to not test when there is going to be a storm coming through. You want fairly even barometric pressure. And it gives you great instructions here. There's a little piece of foam, or sometimes there's a piece of cardboard that will actually hold the test kit open. And then, as my slide says, you'll want to have your doors and windows closed. It's called closed house condition when you do a radon test kit, but I would say that doesn't mean you can't come back and forth into the house, but I would just suggest that you do it maybe during a time when you're not expecting a house full of grandkids or a house full of company. You can also operate the heating and cooling system just like you always would. I would place the kit, if this was in my house, I would make sure we placed it on maybe a dresser or a bookshelf in a bedroom or a family room. I would avoid placing a radon test kit anywhere where there's excess moisture, like bathrooms, kitchens, or laundry facilities. So those are the simple steps about that, and I just want to again reiterate that it'd be a great idea to have your home tested for radon. I also want to tell you there's no safe level for exposure to radon. Anything over 4 picocuries per liter of air should be mitigated. You can fix them, again, by calling someone who is registered, a certified mitigation specialist, and they will do a system, it's called active soil depressurization. That is actually what the term is. And then the final slide is the updated version to show you again those Kansas counties that are affected by high radon. And again, you can see all of northwest Kansas tends to be a little bit high in that area. So I hope that you have enjoyed our Extension Ed Talk today about indoor air quality, about all the different topics that we have talked about. If you have questions about any of those, I really encourage you to visit with someone at your Extension office. Again, I'm Donna Krug from the Cottonwood Extension District.